what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with the review for Love and Hip Hop ATL Season 6, Episode 9. So I guess they weren't counting last week as an actual episode. It was a special. So we on 9 now, you guys. Let's get to it, shall we? Alright, first up, let's talk about Stevie J and the fact that he is happy that Bonnie Bella is here. Okay, he knows that Bonnie Bella is his, and even though he was not able to join in on the labor and delivery, he got the call 15 minutes later, and he booked on down there, and he saw his beautiful baby girl. So now he is feeling it. He said he hasn't had a baby in 7 years, so he's got to buy all the new shit and bring it into the house for the new baby. Okay, now his daughters that are already there, they are wondering, what is all of this? Why, this is for baby Bonnie Bella. Oh, so she is yours. Yep, she's mine, and she is going to be around. I guess we need to start making arrangements of introducing her to little girl Eva. They hadn't told Eva because they weren't sure if the baby was going to be his or not, but now that it's his, you know, introductions are in order. So they're all with that. They're not too fond of the mama, though. They're telling him that they don't really want her around. And he says, listen, I understand what you guys are saying. She says some old mean, fucked up ass shit. But I want to say that maybe she was under extreme duress at the time. And, you know, it was a case of temporary insanity. So he would like for his daughters to kind of forget the past and move on. And that's easier said than done. Jocelyn said some really hurtful shit. And I guess if I was them, I probably wouldn't ever really want to deal with her too much. Or at least I wouldn't try to be close to her. Even if I did finally have to accept the fact that that's who my father was with. I ain't really probably had too much words for her. But they tell him that if Jocelyn agrees to apologize to each and every one of them, they will consider taking her back into the fold, okay? And I don't think that that is unreasonable. Again, I don't think that that would be enough for me, not right away anyway. I would have to really take some time to see if Jocelyn has changed before I start to trust and believe that, you know, she and my dad are going to be happy together. But child, that's them, not me, okay? So I guess we'll see what happens there. Now, Jacques, he's talking to Treasure about this shit with Tommy. He don't like the fact that Treasure been running all around the radio station telling his personal business. You know, he keep his shit personal, and work is work. Now, here you coming up in here, you muddying up the issue. Why would you go back and tell Cena what you did? Well, you know, Treasure... Mouth almighty, tongue everlasting. She is going on and on about Cena is her girl, and why wouldn't she tell her that? She felt like she owed her that. You know, she knew that Jacques and Tommy was messing around, and Tommy supposedly is Cena's girl, and you fucking on Tommy. That shit ain't right. She had to tell her, you know. She going on and on. Jacques is just like, okay, all right. Listen, all I'm saying is I don't think this is going to work out for you because you too fucking messy for this place. Then she gets upset. You know, you really gonna do this? I can't believe you doing this to me. Okay, now I'm starting to feel emotional because I thought that we was really good friends and that you was gonna be here for me and do everything for me. And I said, child, take your ass on, Treasure. Okay, good riddance. Later on, we see Jacques in the studio. He say, you know, all these hoes is giving him problems. So he got to do what's important, what he does best, which is music. He is working with a guy named Gunplay. Gunplay evidently has worked with all of the big names that you hear today in music. Yeah, you know, seems that Gunplay has dumbed it down and decided to be on Love and Hip Hop ATL. I said, Mona, bitch, you did it again. So he's there with Gunplay. Gunplay is in the booth. Okay, Scrappy. You know, he say that he down there too because he wants to listen to the music. Gunplay is real talented. He even happy that Stevie J has made it down there because he heard that, you know, Stevie J finally had his beautiful baby girl. I said, nigga, if you don't learn how to fucking talk, he be putting 20 on 10 on that one. Okay, music, beautiful. Gunplay comes out of the studio. He real happy. He kind of reminds me of like young Method Man. Did anybody? Not Method Man. See, that's what happened when you be, y'all. I got so much shit in my brain. Young Red Man, you know, he was very light skinned. He was happy. He's got that long face and the big mouth, you know. He comes out, he talks to all the homies, you know, he's congratulating. Everybody's congratulating everybody else on whatever they got going on in their lives. Stevie J, I heard you had your baby girl, Bonnie Bella. Yep, I did, and she's beautiful. I said, no, she's beautiful, Stevie J. But me and Jocelyn, you know, we not together. We just gonna co-parent. And I said, boy, a lie, don't care who fucking tell it. Why you sit up here trying to tell us that shit? Alright, but whatever. They didn't believe him. They were like, okay, whatever you got to say, Stevie J. We know Jocelyn ain't letting that ass go. So then he was like, well, you talked about me and my women. What about you, Jacques, and all y'all? I heard that Carly and Tommy had some shit going on. He said, yeah, it was drama with them, but, I feel like Tommy was just trying to get back at Carly, and now that, Carly knows about Tommy, I don't think that I'll be hearing much from Tommy anymore. I said, you think? Gunplay says that he's about to go to Miami and do some work down there. Scrappy was like, fuck, that sounds like a good ass idea. I might go with you. Hell, he not with the Bam no more. Gunplay was just like, that's fine. If you want to roll with the player from the Himalayas, then come along. Then Stevie J was like, well, hell, I got somebody to bring down there too, okay? This new piece of ass that I got, okay? And she's sweet too. She Panamanian. Hell, bring her too, okay? The more the merrier. I said, and what is Scrappy going down to Miami for? Foolishness. Scrappy tells the boys that he gonna have this, since him and Bam not together no more, he love her with all his heart, but bitch, he got the role. So he's gonna have like a bachelor party. What is this party for? I guess he said it's sort of like a I'm single and I'm going away party, I guess. I was like, ain't this about a bitch? Nigga, you was celebrating that you're not with your woman no more. You obviously don't care about her feelings. Bambi, she goes to talk to Tammy. Bambi is sort of down in the dumps, and Tammy is trying to figure out her life right now. Okay, she wants us to believe that she's trying to put Waka through the ringer so that he won't think that it's so easy to do what he's done to her, cheating, fucking around on her and whatnot. So she's just telling Bambi, like, it's hard not to be mean to him because, all the shit that's happened. Bambi was like, yeah, I understand, okay, because you're still hurt. Then Bambi tells us that, she looks at Waka and Tammy as the perfect couple. They're the ideal couple, and that's who she would like to be. I said, now last week we had Scrappy telling us that he looked at Rashida and D-Lo as the ideal couple. Now we got this fuck shit with Tammy and Waka Flocka. No wonder nobody's fucking marriage works out there. I'm gonna need you guys to get some better idols than these motherfuckers that's on this show. What? Why do you believe that they are the ideal couple? That shit ain't been right ever since they got married. Especially Tammy and Waka. Rashida and them, we know that they just bullshitting us with the frost facts. But Tammy and Waka, you want it to be like that? Girl, you was gonna have a headache on your shoulders no matter what. Anyway, Bambi is just sad, that it didn't work out with her and Scrappy. Scrappy would rather hang out with his boys, which is so fucking childish. And even in real life, if you follow him, I had to end up stopping following him because it was ridiculous. His whole life is just him hanging with his boys, getting high. And I was just like, how fucking old are you gonna be keeping on doing shit like this? You gonna look up and gonna be 40 fucking years old. All your boys gonna be done settled down with they women. And you gonna be the old motherfucker in the club. Nobody wants to be the old motherfucker in the club. That nigga need to go get his woman and stop fucking around. But you can't tell childish ass people nothing. Okay, they got to learn on their own. In the meantime, Bambi, she's upset that she's moved. She could have stayed in wherever she was before. She had her own house. She moved into this big ass house thinking that she was starting a family with Scrappy, and then he decided to move not too long after they got up in there. Now she's in that big house by herself. Tammy was just like, girl, I understand. It's hard. Okay, but eventually you're going to be able to move on. You just need to get back to the Bambi that you was before you was with Scrappy, because you was something before his ass. As far as Tammy and Waka, he has a special date for her. She was like, nigga, I thought you was going to pull out all the stops. We done went to a movie theater. Oh, guess what? Waka has made all these special arrangements to have the movie theater to themselves, and he's got, dinner and drinks and roses, and he's got a special presentation for Tammy showing all of their loving moments that they've been together. And she says that this has finally made her walls come down. She get the one Mimi tear. He tells her he knows what he's done. He regrets what he's done. He knows he hurt the family. So he is willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that them two work out now. She's happy that he has made this speech. Waka wants to move back into the house. She ain't too sure about that. He was like, look, I done gave you all my passwords. At the end of the video was the passwords to everything that he had. Like a nigga can't get a whole separate other phone. But child, let me not try to, you know, dim the moment here. She was like, yeah, that's good. But, you know, I'm not sure about that. Let me think about it. He's about to go out of town for 2 weeks. He wanted her to come. She was like, I got shit to do here. So you just go on and go. Okay, and I'm going to think about what we going to do when you get back in town. Now, Carly meets with Tammy and Rashida. This was like one of those scenes where it was just a whole bunch going on, but it was nothing. Like, I was just like, what are they talking about? They just jumped from subject to subject. First, we talked about Jocelyn and her having this baby. And what was Carly saying? Something about them trying to be friends with her or something. I didn't get what the conversation was about just that. But we moved on from Jocelyn and the baby, and then we moved to Melissa and Mimi and Ariane. Oh, did you hear about what happened there? Well, what the fuck is it? Are they fucking or not? I said, girl, y'all know that child ain't fucking her. They done kept it so blurry on the line is so blurry on the show you can't really tell. So they had this whole conversation about that little triangle. Then we move on to Tommy and Carly not being good. Okay, how, you know, they got into this big fight at Jacques' thing because, you know, Cena told her that Tommy was fucking Jacques. And they was like, wait a minute, you friends with Cena? She's like, yeah, girl, I'm friends with her. So anyway, Tammy, you don't need to be friends with Tommy. Tammy was just like, listen, I'm sorry that you and Tommy not friends, but that's my girl. So, I mean, I hope you mature enough to accept the fact that I can be friends with somebody that you not. Carly still ain't feeling it, but she was just like, yeah, girl, we rolled up on them at this club and, you know, narrowly escaped getting our ass whipped because that's what it was, bitch, trying to act like she did something. Talk about she gonna run that bitch out of Atlanta. I said, bitch, you gonna outrun that bitch in Atlanta. Shit. Did you guys see the footage of what really happened at that, Jacques event? It's going around Instagram. I am so mad that I did not record the video. Child, that damn Tommy was up on that fucking stage, and when I tell you, she had about 6 security guards that was trying to get control of her. She was on her back. She was kicking and shit. I mean, she was kind of tossing them men around and everything. Okay, now they conveniently left that whole scene out. We had no idea that Tommy got into it like that, but it was definitely that night. She had on the same clothes, the tennis shoes, the fur coat. It was up on that stage, you know, it was blue lighting and all. It was the exact same place. I was just like, shit. Hey, Carly, that Tommy will mop your ass. Okay? Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Really, it ain't smooth. That shit is rough. Shit. Rashida says, well, look, Scrappy is having this damn bachelor party or whatever it is that he doing. We gonna go. I want you guys to roll with me because I'm gonna need some backup just in case D-Lo is there. She say she ain't talked to D-Lo. She ain't seen him, you know, since all this shit is going down. So, sticking to the frost facts, y'all. Then we get the scene with Momma Dee and Mr. Ernest. My girlfriend said that she actually saw Mr. Ernest in a hotel out here in Atlanta. Actually, she works in the hotel, and they have homes in the back of the hotel. Is down in Midtown, and the happening spot where all of these fucking reality stars live. And she was like, girl, I saw him and he was in this all white. I couldn't figure out who he was. She said, but he had on white shorts, a white t-shirt, a white cap, like white ankle socks, and the white tennis shoes. I was like, oh, that's the old school player look. She was like, he looked really nice though. She said he was real clean, just completely white at like 9 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, on the show, evidently, they saying that Ernest is living with his mama. And his mama supposedly moved down from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to this condo. I said, bitch, where? This ain't no fucking condo. You up here digging through the woods trying to get to this back door? That look like one of the SWAT's house, you ask me. Shit. But she's mad that he's living there. Alright, because she said now he been gone a few days. At first it was cool. Now she ready for the nigga to come on back home. Ernest tell her flat out, you know, I love my mama more than I love you. I was like, that don't sound right. Aren't you supposed to leave and cleave? Nigga, leave and cleave. So, you know, Momma Dee, she get offended. She said, well, you trick for your mama. You might as well trick for me. Ernest was like, that's enough. Bitch, it's time for you to go. They arguing, and he's telling her that she needs to get out of his mama place, and she say that he need to bring his ass on home, and he was like, and you need to stop meddling in your son's affairs. So I guess now that means that Momma Dee and Ernest are not together. All right, and then that is confirmed when she has a conversation with her son Scrappy. And Scrappy tells her, you know, the shit with Bam, it didn't ran dry. They not really ready. He's made this decision because he was talking to his homeboy Gunplay that he is going to move to Miami. You know, he'll come on back, make sure that he see the baby girl and that he, you know, see his mama when he got to. But this is what he needs. He needs to move away to Miami. Surprisingly, or maybe not too surprisingly, Momma Dee does not try to stop him. Oh, well, maybe that's good. Okay, maybe you guys wasn't ready. They really weren't ready. But I thought it was interesting that Momma Dee just gave in so easily. She was just like, he like me and Ernest. We shouldn't have gotten married either. So maybe this is going to be best for everybody involved. I still feel real bad for Bambi. Anyway, he tells her that he going to have this bachelor going away, whatever the fuck party it is. And, you know, he want her to come. And then we move on to what's going on with Rashida and D-Lo. He tell her all of the foolishness that D-Lo had been told him. You know, he was just like, you know, he say that he loved Rashida, but she ain't doing the shit that she need to do to keep him there. And, you know, he compared himself to Jesus and said Jesus was crucified and all of that. Even Scrappy said that shit didn't sound right. And he told me that he ain't getting no DNA test. Momma Dee was like, you know what, I'm going to have to go and pay a visit to Mama Charlene then. Scrappy was like, please don't do that. But you already know that shit is in motion. So she take it on down to Rashida's store and she meet with Charlene. Is Rashida here? No, she not here. What you got? Scrappy was telling me about the shit with D-Lo and the fact that he don't want to take a DNA test. Oh, he gonna take a DNA test. He got his nerve because after Rashida had Carter, he went and hurried up and swiped the little boy's mouth and went to get a DNA test because he said that Rashida was cheating. Now he been accused of cheating and the nigga got the nerve to say that he not gonna take no DNA test. Oh, he gonna take this DNA test, so I'm gonna run over his other motorcycle. I said, Charlene, they done got you wrapped up in the frost facts too, huh? Boy, I tell you, but the mama always been bout it when it comes to this butt. Scrappy's party. Everybody is there, and you know, Rashida, Tammy was like, this shit is mad disrespectful to my girl. So she makes sure that she lets Scrappy know this. He said, hey, don't blame me. She threw up her hands and said, forget this whole thing. All right, so I got to move on with my life. Y'all know how these niggas do these Jedi mind tricks. They put the shit on you. Motherfucker, you the one running all around town with these niggas. While they sitting there talking, Stevie J comes up with his new artist. Okay, I don't even know what the child's name was. He just kept calling her the Panamanian goddess. Tammy was just like, oh, well, what's the difference between the Puerto Rican princess and the Panamanian goddess? Okay, and Miss PG gets up and, you know, she was just, oh, you wanted to know what's the difference? Okay, she turned around in her Fashion Nova jeans. She gives us a look of what every fucking other woman in Atlanta looked like. I said, girl, you is a dime a dozen. You ain't doing nothing special. You want to see what I look like? No, bitch, sit down. Anyway, Stevie J, how's the new baby? She's great. She's great. But, you know, me and Jocelyn, we just friends. We just co-parent, and that's it. They always like, whatever. While they listening to Stevie J lie over there, here come Treasure. Hey, y'all don't know me. My name is Treasure. I want to go and talk to Jacques. She come grab his hand. Jacques was like, wait a minute, what you doing, bitch? Don't just be coming up here rolling up on me like this. I'm in the middle of having a conversation. Everybody is looking like, oh, girl, you in trouble, Scrappy. Oh, Jacques got all the women. Grow up, Scrappy. Anyway, he get up and go over to the side and she begging and pleading for her damn job back. She get down on the floor. He like, hey, bitch, get up. You ain't got to do that unless you're going to give me a blowjob. Everybody looking and watching her from afar and she's just like, please give me my job back. Please, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have talked. I'm not going to say nothing no more. All right. You can have it back. Just get up. While that's going on, Momma Dee gets up on the stage and she says, you know, she's there for her son, and she got a special announcement. She got somebody there that has something to say. I'm thinking that this is gonna be Bambi, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be terrible. But instead, here come Miss Charlene. Okay, I'm looking for D-Lo. Where D-Lo at? D-Lo not there, lady. Don't you see he not there? Okay, Rashida and Tammy standing back there at the bar, and Rashida was just like, oh, Lord, what is my hood-ass crazy mama about to do? She was just like, well, I guess I got a message for Jacques and Scrappy. You go back and tell that no-good nigga that he need to take a DNA test. Everybody is looking around like, is the mama really blasting her own daughter like that? Listen, y'all know I love my mama to death. I'd have had to tell old Ruby off that night. Don't be putting my shit out here in these streets, although I guess, you know, with the frost facts, that fucking Rashida don't give a fuck anyway. Yeah, he need to take a DNA test. You go back and tell your boy that he need to get some act right. They was like, okay. What we supposed to do now? Clap? Didn't nobody know what to do, okay? Rashida was just like, I don't know what's going on with my mama, but I know that I got to leave. Tammy was like, you okay? Yeah, girl, I'm okay. This shit ain't real anyway. I'll see you later. Alright, you guys, let me get off of here. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.